Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery, where all profits benefit Virginia's public schools grades K through 12. By clean, safe, reliable propane. Propane, exceptional energy. And brought to you in part by the Virginia Athletics Foundation, dedicated to providing scholarship, operational, and facility support for the Virginia Athletics program. On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly, presented by the Virginia Lottery.
Ahmad is probably the most amazing football player I've ever seen.
Ricky is controlled mayhem.
Welcome to Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Marcus Hamilton, number 3 of the Virginia football team. For the past 10 days, we've been practicing and preparing for the 2005 season. On today's show, we will profile one of my defensive mates, Ahmad Brooks, as well as feature baseball and men's lacrosse highlights. But first, the play of the week.
The Play of the Week is brought to you by SunTrust Mortgage. We make the American dream come true every day.
Ben Rubio, the freshman out of Towson, Maryland, doing a good job going to get at Christmas with a dodge left and a good head and shoulders fake. Feeds a man weak side behind the back. Posque goes over the shoulder, and Posque the assist from Christmas. Cavs have a 2-1 lead. Pretty play.
Yeah, John gave me the feed, and best angle I probably had was to go to behind my back. I just went behind the back to put it in the back of the cage. If I went with a normal shot, I probably would have cut my angle a lot more than what I had with behind the back. And I got tripped up and just put it behind my back and went in.
There was their defense was scrambling a little bit. I got matched up with a short stick on the wing. I was fortunate enough to beat him, and the slide came really quick because there was a short stick covering me. And Posque was wide open on the crease, and I gave him a pass, and he caught it and went behind his back. It's a nice play.
We throw him the ball in there with what looks like impossible angles, because a lot of times he can make something out of nothing, and we need Matthew to continue to be able to do that for us.
Stay tuned. Virginia game highlights are coming up next on Cavalier Sports Weekly.
Welcome back to the show. The baseball team returned home to Davenport Field after dropping a tough series on the road in North Carolina. Let's see how the Cavaliers fared against ACC rival NC State.
Virginia game highlights.
There's a shot by Matt Devine off the leg of Matt Avery. Scooped up by Zimmerman. He sidearms across the diamond and guns down his man. Curveball on the inside corner, ring it up. Matt Avery pumps his fist coming off the field and works himself out of trouble.
The first inning was tough. I've had some trouble in the first innings this year. I didn't want to go through that same trouble I've gone through earlier in this season. After that, I've settled down a lot more.
Avery 3-2 payoff. Fastball, freezing. He waves and misses. Nasty breaking stuff on the outside.
Matt Avery was really the story of the game. We've been waiting to see that kind of performance out of him all year. He's got great stuff, and he really found it tonight, and that's going to be important for us down the stretch run.
Avery picks off Diaz, the throw behind him, and Doolittle chases after Diaz and tags him out. So when Matt Avery has gotten in even the least bit of trouble, he has worked himself out of the jams himself, and he comes shaking the fist running off the field.
I have a tendency to get really fired up after a good inning, and it's something I sometimes can't contain.
When you have a pitcher out there that's in charge of the game, he's working fast, throwing strikes and putting hitters away. It keeps your defense ready to play, and it just gives you a level of excitement out there playing the game.
0-2, and Stallings, the full wind motion, and he'll come home hard. Fastball whipped into left field. That will get down. Leadoff base hit by Matt Street. There goes the no-no. Yeah, the no-hitter is over.
You just threw me 0-2 fastball. They've been pitching me that way for the past 4 years now, so I finally picked it up and made the adjustment and just turned on it.
6th inning, scoreless tie, and a runner on third. McLaurin's 2-0, and Geyer hits it on the ground in the hole, off the glove of the third baseman. It's free, and Matt Street will score. It's an RBI single for Brandon Geyer, and the Cavaliers lead 1-0.
I knew it was coming sooner or later. I knew our offense would get some runs on the board.
Overhead goes the other way, rips it into right center field. This should get down, it will. Scott Head delivers. Geyer around third, he'll stand up at home. Scott Head chugs around second and will stop there. A 2-out RBI double for the senior captain, and Virginia's put a 2 spot on the board.
when you get chances to tack on runs, you got to take advantage of every opportunity. And Scott had a great at-bat and was able to score that second run. Both of those runs were scored with 2 outs, and 2-out RBIs win college baseball games.
Strike 3 as Avery blows away Diaz. This was a big win for the University of Virginia. 2-0 on this Friday night.
And I was really proud of our team, how we didn't panic, we showed poise, we stayed the course, and fortunately in that 6th inning, we were able to do a couple of things and take advantage of our opportunities.
You know, you can throw a good first 4 innings, but you got to continue to throw well, especially when you have to match another top pitcher. Starting pitcher, he was outstanding. Offensively, he had us tied in knots. He was in complete control of the game the entire way. Carolina State's got a very, very good ball club, so our guys need to keep their heads up, stay positive, and tomorrow's going to be a very, very big ball game.
Coming up next.
Ahmad is probably the most amazing football player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Ahmad Brooks led Virginia in tackles last season as a sophomore. Although he's sitting out spring drills due to a minor injury, he got in some important work during the off-season program. Big number 34 will be back leading the Orange Crush defense this fall, and he is our Student Athlete of the Week.
The Student Athlete of the Week is presented by the Virginia Lottery. This past year alone, the Virginia Lottery contributed a record $408 million to public schools throughout the Commonwealth.
Delivered at the 28-yard line. Ahmad Brooks says, welcome to ACC football. Pressure, blitz,
Ahmad, athletically freakish.
All his career, Ahmad has been a bigger, faster, stronger player.
Ahmad is probably the most amazing football player I've ever seen in my entire life. There was that play against Virginia Tech where I was a defensive tackle and I was just over the guard, and I went down, and honestly, I saw him fly over top of me and grab Randall before he could take 2 steps, and that was, I didn't know what to say for about 20 minutes after that, because that was just the most unreal play I've seen by anybody. When I think of Ahmad Brooks, I think of just like a defensive lineman with a linebacker's head and a safety's ability, and hands and feet and power and speed. I think he has everything, and I know that he sees his potential as, you know, an NFL player and all that stuff, but at the same time, I know he's working to perfect his craft as a middle linebacker and as the most dominant linebacker in the country.
My main reason why I chose to come back to UVA was because I felt like I wasn't a complete linebacker. The skills were there, but the mentality of, you know, the game is so much in the NFL that I felt like I needed to learn more as a linebacker in the college level, so I could take that and transfer that to the next level.
All right, we're going to keep raising the bar when we come out here. All right, we're going to keep raising the bar. Okay, find out how far we can go. Kill him, man. Come on, baby. Sit the ball, man.
Last year I felt like we were I thought we were gonna like take it all. You know, like all the good players that we had on the team. We had Heath, you know, Elton. You know, we had a pretty good squad, and I just felt that, you know, we kind of let that go in a way. And I feel that, you know, if I just push myself, push my teammates, you know, the teammates push me to work harder to get to that ACC championship, and we could do it.
These 6 a.m. workouts were, you know, we're beating ourselves up every morning for 2 hours together. And that alone is creating a bond between everybody.
The theme of the winter workouts have changed. It's team. It's all about the team.
From the developmental stage, there's certain times of the year where the major part of a player's development is in the football phase. That is, specifically out in the field with his skills and his assignments and so forth. But there's another time of the year where the major proportion of his development is in the physical area. And that's where Evan becomes so important.
20. Arch all the way back. Be able to see behind you, trip.
And you have to possess some kind of skill to play linebacker. You have to have some kind of speed. And I mean, you just got to play smart. Really, you got to go against the offensive linemen. They're coming after every play, you know, to beat up on you. And then, you know, you got the running backs and the receivers that are speedy, and you have to catch up to them.
As you all know, Ahmad is an excellent athlete, excellent person. And the fact that he was willing to come back, it says a lot, because now we know that it's a team thing. It's all about the team. If we can develop as a team, together we can win and be successful.
1, 2, 3,
As a cornerback on the football team, I can appreciate good defense. And to play Virginia's long pole defenders is the big reason why the Cavaliers rank 3rd in the nation and 2nd in scoring defense. In this week's Who's Heating Up segment, we will feature the 4 starting long pole defenders for the Cavaliers.
Who's Heating Up is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy.
Steve and I are both kind of football players playing lacrosse. Coach Starr says a lot, and I just really like the physical aspect of defense. Get to hit people, and it's always a good time.
I get hit a few times with long poles once in a while, and you know, I don't really like being on the other side of it. I like to do the hitting rather than take it. A lot of times I catch myself watching some of these guys, you know, because everyone's really kind of got their own style. Because these 2 guys are probably a little more flashier, you know, like I get myself, you know, catch myself watching them a little bit, whereas me and Mike kind of just keep whacking me and use a little bit more of the body, but everyone's got their own style, and I think that's what really makes the unit work.
Moves in, saved by Alfred, rebound, score, Bateman the long stick.
We're all just a little different in our playing styles, and the diverse group makes so much more flexible schemes we can come up with, and the different personnel that we can guard, and makes it easier on the whole defense.
Say Steve probably works off instinct every time. I don't want to keep going across the midfield line, seeing Steve run full speed at me.
I'd say Ricky is controlled mayhem. You know, when he's coming at you, like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh my God, what's Ricky gonna do? You know, and he comes up with something every time. You know, something pretty spectacular that you don't see very often. He really has no fear of the way he plays.
Mike can bring a lot to the table here. He can be a position defenseman and really shut down someone like he did with Joe Walters on Saturday, as well as clear the ball, get it up and out. He's so fast he can run across the midfield if he has to.
RBA. So much can be said. Mr. Bateman is a pretty cool customer. He's one of those guys who feel like house could be burning down and he'd be fixing himself a glass of lemonade or like, I don't know. But it's great watching him play because it almost seems like he's nonchalant out there, but he just has a knack for picking up ground balls and picking up passes, and pretty much any time he's on the ball, he's a threat to take the ball away, and it's pretty remarkable.
It's not easy to win in this league, in this game of college lacrosse, and so we're really focused on just taking it game by game. And I know it's kind of a cliche, but I mean it's the truth, because just look at what happened to us last year. So, but as far as I could have envisioned, things are going well so far.
So far, we've gotten off to a good start, and hopefully it just keep going like this, and hopefully we end up with a ring, like you were saying.
Find out why more people are choosing clean, safe, reliable propane. Visit usepropane.com. Propane, exceptional energy. VirginiaSportsTV.com is your source for free on-demand video coverage of Virginia athletics. From game highlights to exclusive all-access clips of Cavalier teams, VirginiaSportsTV.com brings the action to you 24 hours a day. Simply visit VirginiaSports.com and look for the links to VirginiaSportsTV.com.
Welcome back to the show. The Long Poles and the rest of the Cavalier men's lacrosse team hosted border rival North Carolina in a big ACC matchup. Let's check out the game story.
The Olympic Sports Spotlight is presented by the Virginia Athletics Foundation.
Christmas to Ward, back outside with Crank. Score! Kyle Dixon, 15 yards, and a blistering shot over the shoulder of Spellman. We're tied at 1. Ben Rubio, the freshman out of Towson, Maryland, doing a good job going to get at Christmas with a dodge left and a good head and shoulders fake. Feeds a man weak side behind the back. Posque goes over the shoulder, and Posque the assist from Christmas. Cavs have a 2-1 lead. Pretty play. Jack DeVilla wins the faceoff and goes with a pass. Perfect at Christmas. He elevates. Shot, score.
Important that we get good chances and finish them when we had them. And what we talked about was shooting the ball smartly and shooting it hard. And I thought early in the game, the ball started to drop for us.
Rubio holds from the wing, in front, shot, score, Matt Ward, perfect pass, Matt Ward in front, 5 yards away, Spellman with no chance. Now back to Christmas, and a clean shoot, scores, unassisted, Christmas by himself, he delivers past Spellman, 5-2 Virginia. 11:35 to go in the second, and a 5-2 advantage. Bateman sets up Morrissey shoots, scores, right in front of Spellman. There, he got rewarded.
I think we've begun to show some evidence of just being a little smarter and a little bit more determined offensively.
Zimmerman is certainly not the caliber of Kevin Fu. Good point. Matt Ward trying to get free, shoot, scores right to the feet of Spellman. Matt Ward with a dodge left and a goal. Brendan Gill, Rubio, Crank, Matt Ward saved by Spellman. He got a stick on it. Good play. The rebound, Virginia. Brendan Gill. Gill going in front, but it was Posque who got the deflection in front of the crease, and Posque scores. Gill. Christmas, Rubio, weak side, delivers. Score, Ben Rubio, and that angle was tough from the right wing.
We're excited, we're up that lead, but we knew they were going to make a run. And at any point, they could make the run, and they did.
I thought that, a team that's reeling a little bit, I thought if we jumped out against these guys early, we might be able to put them away early, and that wasn't the case. But as it was, the early lead, probably is what carried the day for us overall.
Little with a dodge left and left hand. Tries to get free. Shot, scores! Jared Little left side. Got it by Spellman. Will Bryant. They feed. Man in front. Score. Ryan Walderofer got free in front of Kip Turner. Loose ball. Prosner feeds a man in front. Oh, over the shoulder. Score McCall. McCall for Carolina in a brilliant play. And the Tar Heels celebrate. They're within 2.
They came out in the third quarter and, they put a couple goals together. We didn't really lose our cool, which I think is really good.
No question. I was disappointed that we let them carry the play to us there. It wasn't completely unexpected, and we tried to address it actually even before we left the field at the end of the first half. But Carolina's a proud program, and you knew they were going to make a run at us.
Dixon, Matt Ward, Kyle Dixon cranks, hits, 15 yards away in front of the crease. Dixon wins, it's 13-9.
Situation like this in a game, you're only going as far as your big boys take you. Kyle Dixon and Matt Ward and those guys stepped up when we needed it and made some plays for us, and we got the game back under control.
Carolina down 4 and with 9:20 to play. Brian Will again. Will feeds right side of the box.
Pulver today that I thought, in the second week in a row, Michael gets Walters last weekend, he gets Prosner today, and Prosner's as good as it gets. I thought Michael really battled all day, and that was real important.
13-9, the Virginia lead, 5.5 to go. Little attack, sets up a man, weak side, in front, goal, score, good play, Posque from Little, and Posque delivers to make it 14-9.
Most teams are going to make runs at us, as long as we keep our cool and, we keep on scoring goals, we'll be okay.
Up to Bateman now to the other side, shot, Shane makes the save at the feet, throws it away, Bateman shoots, sets up, scores, Matt Ward, Bateman a pass to Matt Ward, and Matt Ward scores.
They're a good team, the record doesn't show it, but they come out and they play hard, and, we played hard today too, and just, took advantage of the opportunity we had today and got the win.
In other Cavalier their sports action this week.
Thank you for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. Be sure to tune in next week for the show's season finale as the football team continues spring practice and men's lacrosse and baseball take some big road trips. But first, I wanted to wish my mama a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ma. I love you. Well, with the spring game right around the corner, I better get a few reps in. Until next time, go Hoos!
Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery, where all profits benefit Virginia's public schools grades K through 12. By clean, safe, reliable propane. Propane, exceptional energy. And brought to you in part by the Virginia Athletics Foundation, dedicated to providing scholarship, operational, and facility support for the Virginia Athletics program.